let's hit the road. Having some minor issues with some bin lorries, but otherwise we're on track. I'm mostly used to this drive because I used to obviously drive from Bristol to Bath for university, so I should be fine with this. It's a little bit later than I'd normally would. That's the main problem, is when I was at university I could leave at 7 and get to university for about 7:45-ish, but because I need to be places at 8:30, like, if I was to do that I'd get there at 8 and then it just wouldn't work out, basically. Hopefully I can swing some kind of flexi style where I can rock up at 8 instead of 8:30, and then everything will be fine. But yeah, I think, well, I've left aiming to get there for 8:30 today, even though I don't have to be there till 9, so we should be good. Yeah, unfortunately it's one of them drives where if you left half an hour, if you leave like 20 minutes later, it'll take you half an hour longer. One of those drives. Because I think I used to leave at like 7:10. And I used to get there for about 7:45. But I don't have to go as far to get to the park and ride and stuff like that, so it's going to be good. It's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. We are officially out of Bristol now in a way, so it's not long. And we're in Bath, ladies and gentlemen. Just got off the bus. About 22, and by the time I've walked there it'll be about 9:45, 10 to. I think on a day where there isn't roadworks, that bus would get me on, well, not that bus, but I'd get there for the bus before that bus, and then I'd get there on time. But with roadworks around, I'm going to have to leave a little bit earlier. But what I'm doing, there's 2 different parks and rides I can go to, and I'm sampling both. So it might be the case that the other one doesn't have roadworks. I think it's going to be quite nice working in like the centre of town, even though that town is Bath, so it's not really a city town. Because I've always worked in the middle of nowhere, and while that has the advantage of being able to drive there, because there's a car park, being able to like just nip out and do stuff at lunchtime, it's going to be pretty useful. As long as I don't start spending ridiculous amounts of money. Also quite a weird feeling driving and going to that park and ride, because like everyone gets on the bus and then just sits there in silence waiting like cattle. And like normally when I go, obviously I've gotten buses before to go to work, but like buses in Bristol are more like busy and there's a bit more energy there, but everyone literally just goes in, sits down and picks up a paper. It's ever so strange. So I decided to come out for a little bit of a wander to try and figure out where bus stops are. That is the bus stop for the other park and ride. I just need to go and confirm it for the one that I'm actually at. Walking past all these food places is really tempting. I haven't had my sandwiches yet, so I've been let free a little bit earlier so that I can go home and install Visual Studio. I'm going to make an earlier bus than normal by about 12 minutes. So that's going to affect my commute home time, obviously, for the better, but normally you leave your laptop at work, but because I'm literally just staring at a progress bar, and it could be at the point where I need to interact with it overnight, so I could have left it there, but then taking it home and pressing this one button basically means that I get to do something tomorrow, instead of staring at more progress bars, so good times. Bus's credit, it can get up to this park and ride pretty sharpish as well, so it took about like less than 10 minutes, let's say. And normally it'd take a lot longer in a car because you have to go a long way around, you know. Having to walk on this kind of floor is going to make my fucking clean car dirty. Yeah, so today I got back at about 5:45 and literally just walked in. And I imagine normally I get back around 6ish, which is arguably way later than normal, than I'm used to. But I do have longer lunches and stuff like that, so not bad. I had a good day today, as much as a good day as I can have without like a working computer or things like that, you know. What did I go in there for? Wi-Fi. I need to connect the laptop to the Wi-Fi so that it can continue to download and install fucking Visual Studio, because I'm like, what is it? Visual Studio 2017 comes out in like 6 or 7 days. Install time for 2017 is like 4 minutes, I think, for the like stripped down install. Install for 2015 is something closer to like a couple of hours. It's crazy. Right, so I'm going to finish that off. I'm going to sort out my video, so let's go. I was delayed working on this because Laura came home and we had dinner, so I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow. Otherwise, Visual Studio is finished. I think it threw an error. It said like some things weren't installed, but it seems to be okay. And I tried to run the repair thing and the same thing happened again, so I don't know. Who knows? I've looked through the error log and it doesn't seem like much is going on. We'll find out tomorrow when I take it in. Also got Visual Studio Code running as well because I couldn't run the installer, so I've just like pulled down the zip file instead. But yeah, it's a pretty swanky laptop, to be honest with you, and I like the dock. I like the active, like, it's weird to get used to the fact that it is a dock though, because you get used to the fact that it's just 2 monitors. Although I'm using all 3, because I kept having to run back and forth between someone's computer as we were setting up accounts and stuff, and then realised that it's a laptop and I can just pick it up and take it with me, like an idiot. Also, something that I thought about, I kind of assumed everyone would have like the same computer, but everyone's got like completely different laptops. Like my team leader has a Surface. I have this, someone else has another one of these, but then someone else has a chunkier one, someone has a desktop. It's weird, it's a weird spread. One person has like the Spectre. It's pretty strange. To park and ride number 2, I missed, I left it a bit late because I had to turn around and pick up my glasses. I left my glasses at home like a pleb. But it took me about 35 minutes to get to here, and I've just missed a bus. It's actually not bad getting here, although it's the kind of road where if you get stuck behind a bus, you're stuck behind a bus for a long way, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see what this one's like. I think the other one might be better though. Got a free little cake, look, you don't get that, do you? Hey. So I've been considering, because like now I don't know what to do with myself while I wait on this bus. It's a bit too busy most of the time to bust out a laptop. To be honest with you, I don't think either of those park and rides are that bad. I think the other one has potential to be better when the roadworks are all gone, but it's not bad at all. Also, I noticed I need to be careful where I get the bus from, because that didn't go to the bus stop that I thought it would. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I was thinking about going back to like writing blogs and things on the bus. I used to do that on my Nexus. My Nexus is a bit crap. My Nexus 7. And it's like dying on me. And then I thought, who makes a good tablet that I can do that kind of stuff on? And I'm like, Jamie, you have like one of the most expensive tablets, the Surface Book. So, tomorrow, I haven't done it today because I've got my work laptop with me. I'm going to leave my work laptop at work, and then I'm going to bring my own laptop in tomorrow. And I'm going to try and set up my laptop so that I can do blogging on it in tablet mode. So, we'll see. Everyone like gets off the bus and then like scatters and runs for their cars. Home. I definitely don't prefer that. I don't think I prefer that bus route. I think it's definitely quicker. I don't think it's quicker to get there, but it's, I don't know, it's weird. I got there faster today than I did yesterday, but I still don't prefer it. So there's something about the drive back I don't like, because of the roads that it is. So there's that. Anyway, we're home, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to say I did some exciting stuff at work today, but I finally got access to Visual Studio Online and Team Services, so I could actually look at the code. I couldn't compile it though because I didn't have permissions to access the NuGet server, which was problematic. It's like a really awkward timing where the 2 people who have the rights to authenticate, it's like a relatively small company, the 2 people who have the rights to give me rights are either not there or ill. So it's kind of quite awkward. Hopefully, well, one of them comes back Monday. Hopefully someone comes back tomorrow so that I can do stuff. Otherwise it's gone 6. Laura's not left yet, so I can do a little bit of programming now. But I also want to set up my computer so that I can take it with me. Basically, when I'm on the bus, there isn't enough room to like bust out a laptop, but there is enough room to like obviously go on your phone or like a tablet. And what I used to do on the bus was I used to write blog posts and I used to plan videos and things like that. And I kind of want to try and get into that again as like something slightly different. It's more engaging than like half-heartedly scrolling through Twitter. So I'm planning on trying to use the Surface because I take it with me anyway. And obviously, if I was to use a tablet of some kind, I would probably have to buy a new tablet. And at the moment there aren't any good tablets, from what I can tell. Unless you guys can recommend me a tablet, because I don't think... Well, I think the Surface isn't... clearly it's not designed to be a laptop, a tablet. So it struggles in that world, but we'll see. Productivity's fallen off a bit of a cliff, it's got to be said. But heading off to bed for work tomorrow. It's going to take me a while to get into the new kind of system of doing stuff, and yeah, productivity is pretty low. at the moment. But I always think it is low when I'm like, when I'm not doing things that are like particularly engaging at work, because I think I said this. I'm basically in between two problem because the two people that can set me up with stuff aren't around, because one of them's off ill and one's on holiday. So basically today I got access to the code but didn't have access to NuGet servers. I think I've definitely said that. I'm basically like kind of having a look through the code, essentially doing a code review on code that's already exists, and like looking around all the separate services and stuff. And then like watching videos on like how to program, like Pluralsight videos, which are actually quite good, but only if you watch them at like 2 times speed, because Christ, they can be pretty slow. Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm in a bit of a rut. But obviously, as well, I'm like working longer days and stuff now, so I've got to figure it out. I think inevitably with this, there's going to be like less time that I can work on my own project, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's worse, because it's going to be so much better. It's going to be so much better and so much more enjoyable. It's like a slight hit on my project, because obviously it's going to be much harder to put in the same amount of time on my project as it was at my old place. But while I pay that cost, I receive the cost of actually having a fulfilling job that teaches me things that I want to know. That teaches me things, full stop. Open brackets, that are useful. And we are back in the park and ride waiting for the bus. I've just seen a bus go, so I'm waiting for the next bus to come along before I get out the car and head on in. Today is Friday. I've got that Friday feeling, but someone else doesn't. Poor old Laura today has, well, she's got the day off, but not for good reasons. Laura has got a hospital appointment tomorrow, which means today she is like at home and she's got to prepare for it. It's not like an operation or anything, but it's quite a like, it's a procedure. It's a bit of a checkup thing, which she has to essentially prepare for 24 hours for. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's related to the blood clot that she had. They're checking that it's not... They're trying to find a cause for it, basically, because they don't know what a possible cause could be. And there's one thing that it, like, potentially could be because of some, like, weird timings. The way that, like, this thing happened as she got the blood clot. So... potentially it's linked, and they're going to basically try and find that out tomorrow. Which means she's at home, bored, not really doing much. She's also kind of like limited on what she can do because she's like not supposed to eat much over the day. That's not me. I'm going to work. I've got my laptop bag with me and I've got my Surface with me, so I'm going to be spending lunchtime working on that, especially because it's raining all day today, so I can't go out for a nice walk around. So I'm going to get some work done on my project, which is going to be the first work I've done basically since I started here. I had like a half-hour stint the other day. But yeah, I'm just tidying up some events and things like that are going on. Hopefully today we will have the rights that I need in order to pull down and run the code. Hopefully someone else is in who's like is better, who's been off ill for the past 2 days. Hopefully he's better so that he can come in and give me authority to do stuff. And if I hit another brick wall, I can be like, yo, can you sort me out? And he'll sort me out instead of like emailing him and hoping he checks his emails when he's off ill. Which I wouldn't check emails if I'm off ill. So there we go. Yeah, that's that really. That is that. Set up my laptop so that I can do some blogging on it in tablet mode. Or if the bus isn't busy, then I can always do some programming. Who knows? Who knows? But Laura also said that I could start reading, like, get my Kindle and bring my Kindle with me. And then I can read, like, startup books and stuff like that. Inspirational things. Because one of the biggest problems with this place, this work, is the fact that I am sacrificing programming time. Inevitably, because I now work, like, a slightly longer day, I'm going to lose the ability to plumb programming into my project that I previously had. So I need to find a way of balancing my time much more efficiently than I currently have been. But I haven't been staying up late recently either, so there's that. That's also been taking a hit too. But yeah, so good stuff, basically. Right, I'm gonna go wait in the bus stop, I think, because the car's misting up. What a miserable day, ladies and gentlemen. The bus was quite empty today, so I actually could have just used my laptop in laptop mode, but I used it in tablet mode and it wasn't all that bad. I've set up Visual Studio Code to be a bit of a markdown editor. And yeah, it's pretty good. I've got a semi-decent chunk of programming done. Blogging done. I don't know how practical it is using that laptop on a busy bus, but we'll see. I'm assuming on the way home tonight, we'll see. A significant time jump, ladies and gentlemen. It's nearly midnight and we're heading off to bed. Today was a day where I managed to get access to the code, NuGet packages that I needed, got it all running, and then I hit a database setup step, which apparently got the person one of the two people who aren't there till Monday, he got it working 2 days before he left, and no one's actually tried it yet, and I can't get it to work. So, go on. Like trying to deploy a database project, and I can publish it, but it's not appearing on my local host. It's not appearing in my IIS stuff. And I was trying to figure out ways and means of getting around doing it, and I couldn't quite solve the problem. But otherwise, today was a pretty good day. Oh gosh. Did a little bit of programming at lunch, and then did a little bit more blogging on the way home. And then when I got back, I had myself some dinner. And then otherwise, I've just been kind of chilling with Lovely, watching TV and stuff. We're now both heading to bed. Laura couldn't head to bed until like around about now-ish. So we don't know really. Like I say, loads of prep going into tomorrow and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to end this video here, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow we're up early. We're heading to the hospital for this checkup, and then we're going to have a better day and stuff because Laura hasn't eaten much today. She can only eat like certain things. That's why only I had dinner. Yeah, so it'll all be over tomorrow, which is all good. Thank God for that. That's about it. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I've got nothing really to add to this video. I don't feel like these 3 days videos have been very good, but we're going to have the weekend. We're going to pick it up for next week. We're going to pick up the ball and we're going to start running with it again. So, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit, at least. I'll catch you later.